Here are a few things you will need to think about before building a deck like this one on the ground or near the ground. And you can already see that this one here is already suffering from a few problems, and of course a couple of them have to do with the fact that it was built on the ground. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other side of the deck. You've seen the one side, now we are on the opposite side. And I would like to point out that it looks like this deck was built on top of a concrete sidewalk. Looked like they might have had some plants maybe on the other side, even a drain. If you look at where all the leaves are accumulating on the right corner of the picture, right up against the house, that kind of looks like that might be a drain there, drawing the leaves in. But again, that could be something else. But the main point I'd like you to see here is that we do have a wood deck built on top of partially the soil or the ground, and of course the other section built on top of concrete. And it looks like we have about between 4 and 6 inches of ventilation here. The black arrow is pointing to the spot where it looks like we're getting the most ventilation and would be the largest area or access area to the deck, which would also provide us with an area that, let's face it, if the wind blew towards the deck from this side, we could have piles of leaves under here. Wouldn't be a bad idea if you're going to do something like that, like this, to screen this area off. Use some type of a screen, 1/4-inch wire mesh, something that's going to give you some airflow. A regular screen for a window won't do. A wire mesh screen, 1/4 inch, I believe, square wire mesh will provide you with enough ventilation, at the same time limiting the amount of debris that's going to go into this area. Now, what about the ventilation in the front here? It looks like we've got about 1 inch to 2 inches, which is a good thing. You do not want the wood touching the dirt. That's a good thing. The bad thing is that any debris that gets in this area, let's face it, if you have an area like this that's unscreened, it's unprotected, and it's only a couple inches off the ground, and you get a pile of leaves blown under here over a certain period of time, eventually the soil will be touching the wood or the decomposable materials, leaves, debris, and even soil, grass, clippings. Anything that gets under here and builds up over a period of time and starts to touch the wood will start to rot the wood. Debris like leaves and grass that remains moist for long periods of time, which they would with the shading of the deck. Let's face it, the deck's going to provide you with enough shade to keep the area underneath here moist if you live in that kind of an area. So that is going to be a big thing, a big problem. So we've got the ventilation, we've got the debris that's coming out underneath the, or the possible debris that's going to get trapped underneath the deck, and of course another problem I haven't mentioned yet is removing this debris. If you build a deck on the ground, then you're probably not going to be able to remove the debris or remove enough of it over time, causing further damage, dry rot, and so on. Next up on the list, we will take a look at the step here. And if you notice, the step is next to a concrete curb, or it's in between a concrete curb, and it looks like a black plastic landscaping detail. And both of these areas can trap debris. If you notice on the right hand side here, in between the concrete curb and the wood step, there is already a little debris in this area. The same type of debris will get caught in between the black plastic landscaping trim and the other side of the stair step. So a lot of times when we're building something, we think, you know what, hey, I've got a good idea. I'm going to put this up against the concrete, or I'm going to put it up against another board or some plastic, and you're thinking that you're going to be protecting something. But if you don't seal that area off, then you're not. You're going to be defeating the purpose. And a lot of times if you put wood up against concrete, like we have here on the right side of the step, the concrete can remain moist for long periods of time, pulling moisture out of the ground, and that would be enough to rot out the side of the step eventually, because you're going to have a nice steady supply of moisture. And of course, that is realistically what rots wood. It's just part of its natural decomposition out in the forest. Let's face it, that's just the way it kind of goes back into its original mass, I guess. Okay, just to recap everything here, if you're going to build a deck like this one on or near the ground, try to provide the deck with as much ventilation underneath the deck as you possibly can. Make sure that the deck is not sitting on the dirt. And again, concrete also. The deck can sit on top of concrete as long as the concrete is far enough away from the dirt. And I don't even want to give you a number, because some people want to, they want you to have 6 inches. Some people want 12 inches. I'm going to leave that up to you, because I could get in trouble if I gave you a number and it was wrong. That is not what I want to do. I just want to point out the obvious, and this video has done that. Trust me, the shape that this deck is in right now is partially, and I want to say probably it's more than 50% of the way it was originally constructed is going to be the ultimate demise of it. So if you're planning on building a deck, put a little thought into it and try to cover as many bases as you possibly can on possibilities, things that can go wrong. Any problems you can solve during the planning stage are going to benefit you in the long run. So that's about it for this video. You guys hit me with a thumbs up if you like the videos. Any comments, I will try to answer them as soon as I possibly can.